I had a seat right over the wing, and I see them duct taping something on the wing. I'm like, wait a minute.
That's encouraging.
Duct tape?
Well, hello. Look at that. Hello. We've gathered here today for the 15-minute morning show podcast, still doing our summer hours.
It's summer somewhere in the world, right, Elvis?
It's going to be 80 degrees here tomorrow in New York area.
There you go.
Yes,
Yeah.
and today. So there you go.
There you have it. Anyway, so around the room, we've got Scotty B in the Serial Killers podcast headquarters.
Hi.
We've got Danielle here.
Hello.
There's Gandhi.
Hi.
I see Scary. I see Garrett. And I see Straight Nate.
And you see dead people.
I do. Anyway, so we were talking for a second. Like, what did we talk about on the podcast? Well, we all just came back from vacation. Some of us left. Some of us didn't. Garrett, who went away for his big birthday vacation.
Yep.
You were given 3 excuses why your plane wasn't working. And were they all from the same person? Or explain the situation.
So I was coming home from Mexico, and I was flying United, and we get on our flight, and first, I've never seen this happen. On the walkway, they put out this little like rope to, so you're walking down, but they put this rope out, and the pilot's standing there talking to the crew, and you hear him go, "Just let me know when the paperwork's done, and we can get going." So the pilot's ready to go. Like he's jonesing to just take off and go. So everybody gets on the plane, all the wheelchair people. There's like several of them. So everybody's sitting down. I pass out as I normally do within the first 30 minutes. I wake up, in a stupor. We're still sitting there. And I ask my wife, I go, "What's wrong?" And they go, it seems like there's a problem with the bathroom. So I'm like, "Oh, okay." So they're like, "All right, 20 minutes, we'll be good." 20 minutes goes by, turns into almost an hour. And they're like, there's a mechanical issue on the plane. I'm like, "Isn't it a bathroom issue?" The crew comes on, they try to fix it. Pilot comes on and goes, "All right, we're filling out the paperwork, just sending it off to Chicago. We should be good to go in 10 minutes. All right. 30 minutes goes by. Pilot gets back on. Chicago didn't like the paperwork we filled out, so we're going to deboard the plane and get back on. So that's a few excuses right there. Then the text message alert goes, "There's a technical issue on the plane, so it's going to be about an hour." Then the person behind the counter goes, "We're not sure what's wrong with the plane, so we're just going to figure out what's going on."
But did they ever? Obviously they did, because you ended up coming home. So in total, how late were you?
About 5 hours. But
oh God!
And we tried to get an earlier flight. So like we got rid of our flight that we had booked to get on this earlier one, and there was the bigger issue. But the fact that no one really knew, like you would think that someone would be like, "Hey, it's a mechanical issue," and just stick with that.
Here's the thing. Look, I hate delays too, but I don't know. I learned a long time ago in travel, there's going to be a problem. You just got to roll with it. You don't have a choice.
Right. Yeah.
Look, you can maneuver around and try to get other flights. I get that. But look at an airplane. Look at all the moving parts it takes to then go down a runway and lift up into the sky and then come down and land safely.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. But it's always good to know why. I think that's your point. Like, well, why are we late?
Well, that no one could really give the straight answer. I mean, the text messages saying one thing, the email saying one thing, the person behind the counter saying one thing. The pilot, who I really think knew the answer, really wanted to tell us the answer, but couldn't for some reason.
Well, I wonder if there's a rule where they can and cannot talk about certain things.
Right.
I don't know.
This reminds me of the last time, I guess a couple of months ago, when my plane had sticky valve, and we were like 5 hours late because of sticky valve.
That sounds like a bathroom issue.
Yeah. It does. But I thought about the wear and tear on a plane, Elvis. You were just saying about all the moving parts. Every time you land, think about that. It's always that boom, boom, and I'm thinking like, oh my God, I feel bad for the people having to take the next flight because it sounds like they broke something. Because the plane, because as every plane lands, it's usually these hard, weird landings. So I'm like, something has got to have gone wrong. So things are breaking and they're fixing things constantly. I can kind of see where they're coming from with these mechanical issues.
Well, do we all agree it's a miracle that they get these things off the ground?
Every single time.
The bucket of bolts.
I was on a plane one time, and I had a seat right over the wing, and I see them duct taping something on the wing. I'm like, wait a minute.
That's encouraging.
Duct tape. But then I come to find out it's this special aluminum tape.
They do.
Yeah, it's actually legitimate. I just thought some guy had a roll of duct tape and he was trying to put a piece.
Yeah, but it's
back in
funny
the wing.
because you brought this up on the show before when it happened, and
Yeah.
we all looked it up that day. They said, indeed, there is some tape you can use. Maybe it's best that the public not see you using it.
Correct.
But-
Right.
Yeah, that's I think the big mistake there. So
Gandhi, how about your flights in and out? You did okay?
Yeah, they were fine. On the way back, they did the "Hey guys, no snacks, only water," but they said it's a Detroit thing. It's not an us thing. I don't know what that means. They said there was something going on with the catering team, and they were fighting with each other. I don't know.
DT
Okay.
does get together.
Okay.
I'm
Oh,
going to bed.
speaking of Detroit, did you see what Lizzo said online?
What'd she say?
Oh, you didn't see this?
No.
Did you see? Lizzo said, if we're not careful with our country, the whole country is going to be like Detroit.
Oh.
And then
Shots
people
fired.
were like, what did you just say?
Yeah, she's got some backlash
Detroit's
about
on a come up. Let me just say, it's really turning around. It had a minute. I was struggling.
So I would go to Detroit. My mom grew up there, and we would go there every summer, once or twice a year. I can say that several years ago, there were some parts that you did not want to go.
Sure.
But that's true of any city.
Oh, absolutely.
Of course.
So,
Yeah.
God, here in New York City, absolutely. We've got
Here in the
that.
city I just came back from, New Orleans. Okay.
Yeah, New Orleans definitely has some areas that, but look what you get out of it.
Yeah.
New Orleans is just a kick-ass, wonderful city. So is New York City. And Detroit's got really great areas. You know more about Detroit than we do, right, Gandhi?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's great. They have all the car manufacturers are starting to get popping a little more.
right. Harper
again.
Woods.
There you go.
Sterling Heights.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely had a dark time, but it does seem like it's starting to come back. So maybe it will.
Lizzo was very, very hated by a lot of people.
Thanks a lot, Lizzo.
With that said, speaking of airplanes, there was a Reddit, I think it was a Reddit string. If I want to buy a 747, how much does that cost me? And of course, I think their intention was you buy an old 747, you have it moved to your property and turn it into a house.
God, why?
Why?
Because you have this much
Exactly.
money. I get it. I understand.
Who has
Well-
the space for a plane? A
Okay.
giant plane.
I would put it in the middle of a forest. It looks like it just landed there. They couldn't,
my
they couldn't
gosh.
get it out. But anyway, so I was bored, so I started reading down the thing. The thing is, it was all people answering this string. Well, who wants to own a 747? I mean, it's old technology. You don't want to breathe that air that's circulating. Then everyone else is saying, no, they're not talking about buying a plane to fly. They're talking about buying it to turn it into a house. So apparently, they go in and they take all the big engines and all the technology out of these planes, and they can sell it or use it again somewhere, whatever. But so you have the fuselage left. You have what you see, right?
Okay.
And you can have it moved somehow, and you could turn it into a house.
How cool would it be to turn into a restaurant?
Well, didn't they do something like that at JFK?
Did
Like
they?
Yeah, it's a TWA
yeah.
experience.
Oh.
There's a bar there.
It's a bar.
That would be kind of cool because I mean, I know there's a pizzeria not far from me, and it was it's an old train, and they took this
Right.
old train car and they turned it into like a restaurant. It's a pizzeria. It's so cool.
Nice.
See,
Yeah.
let me
bar-
remind you, Colin Jost and Pete Davidson had the same idea with the Staten Island Ferry, and it's
Yeah.
sitting somewhere in New Jersey right now for the last 2
Think
years.
about it. An
That was a
airplane's
bad investment.
made out of aluminum, and there are some planes that are 50 years old and they're still flying. So
Right.
who's to say that an aluminum house made from an
Yeah.
airplane fuselage is a bad idea?
I don't know.
Well, I looked up the going rate, and the good news is the older ones are pretty inexpensive at $10 million.
Oh,
Really? For a plane
if
with
we
no
put our money
engines?
together.
Yes, it says even older models can be bought for as little as $10 million. A newer one's going to cost you about $250 million.
Are you sure? I mean, those are working planes, though, aren't they?
No, I said, how much does it cost to buy an old 747?
Okay,
with
well,
no
if once they take the engines off, I think they would pay you just to get it the hell out. I mean, there are some old airfields that are not being used across America where they park them and just leave
There's
them there.
in
It's
Tucson,
scary.
Arizona, they call it the boneyard,
Oh, yeah.
and it is
Mm-hmm.
just acres and acres and acres of military aircraft, and they're all just sitting there because it's the right climate to have this stuff just sitting there where it won't decompose. You know?
Why don't they just get rid of it?
Yeah.
Can't they sell it the parts?
Break it
Well,
down
I
for
think
I don't
they're
know.
they're using it in case they need it, and then they'll go take parts from those planes for other planes and all that crap.
Well, look, don't a lot of airports, especially the smaller regional airports, when you go to the airport, it's typically like in the middle of nowhere. They just want to put it out of town, and they have all the yards full of just old junked up cars. And the one in Santa Fe, New Mexico, by the way, I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's just acres and acres of just beaten up old pieces of crap cars. I guess you can go out there and like steal a hood every once in a while or pay for it. But that's all it is.
Yeah.
It's not very attractive.
Well,
It seems like these plane burial grounds will be like a crackhead's dream. No?
well, they have.
I would love it.
You gotta take all the parts.
Guys with machine guns guarding them.
Oh, okay. So no. I take it back. And you're right,
Junkyard
Elvis.
dogs.
When you take out all the parts inside, it drastically drops. You can get it for a little less than $1 million. Sometimes, if they're really janky, $250,000.
Oh.
Wow, look at that. That's it. But the question, of course, Danielle was asking, like, where do you put it? Like, where are you going to put this thing?
I have a yard for this.
Which leads me to, never mind. I was going to bring up something.
Oh, if we
Do it.
wait, if we bought it, we could do a haunted airplane ride. Like a haunted airplane during Halloween time. Give the money to charity. Can you buy that?
Dear God.
Okay, let's do that.
Pass.
I don't know. You know, there's nothing worse than getting on a plane and you look through the movies and several of the films, well, actually are about plane crashes.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Why would
bring
you put
this up.
here?
Yeah, they shouldn't put that.
The worst.
Anyway.
Do you guys ever look around on the plane and just think, I'm not going to die with these people. This is not it. I'm not going to, I look around all the
I
time.
think of a plane as a magical little room that I go in, and when it lands, I'm magically in another city.
Teleported.
I don't think about flying.
That's like my dogs look at elevators like that.
Yep.
They look at a wall, the wall opens, they walk in, the wall closes, the wall opens. Where the hell were we? Same thing for you?
I guess so.
I guess so. All right, are we out of
Gas?
fuel?
How much time did we do?
We're almost 12 minutes.
Wow.
Wow, time flies when we're having
Guys,
fun.
we're raising the bar. Wewe're raising the bar. This is
Damn.
not good.
Jesus.
Pun intended.
All right,
Scary.
everyone have a beautiful day.
Bye,
Bye.
Duran.
Take care now.
Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.